Hello YouTubers. I thought I'd do something I haven't done in a fair while, which is commercial beer review. It's got two beers. Both are Berliner Kindl Weiss beers. So I've got the original unflavoured Berliner Kindl Weiss, and I have one of the flavoured Berliner Kindl Weiss, the Waldmeister, or Woodruff as we know it. So yes, this is the flavoured version of this. So I believe, I've never been to Germany, but I believe if you go into Berlin and ask for a Berliner Kindl Weiss, they'll ask you what syrup you want it served with. Because I believe it comes with 3 different flavoured syrups. A raspberry, this Waldmeister, and I think there's another one, but I don't think I've ever had it. So it's a flavoured beer, but this is the original unflavoured one, and this is a pre-flavoured one which they sell. Anyway, now, interesting story. Many years ago, I'm thinking about 6-7 years ago perhaps, I went up and did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, did a performance up there, and we were staying in a disused office for a week, or 4 days, whatever it was, sleeping in sleeping bags on the floor. One of the casts. I'm so used to saying cask, I thought I said cast, not cast, but I said cast. Anyway, one of the casts, I think one of their uncles or something, had an office which they were using. So we stayed there during the Fringe Festival, and we had to walk from the office up the road to actually get to the centre of Edinburgh, where also we had our performance. We were performing in the Surgeons' Hall, I believe it was, and I can't remember what the name of the road was. But on the walk into the main part of Edinburgh City, we passed a craft bottle shop, Dalkeith Road, was it? Something like that, I can't remember exactly, it's so long ago. But yes, I went in there, had a look round. This was before I started brewing. And I think they had samples of this. And I quite enjoyed it. And it wasn't until the St Albans Beer Festival a couple of years later, I think they had some of the syrups, and they were selling it with syrups. So that's when I tried some syruped versions. So yes, anyway, here it is. I think I got this from Beers of Europe. So still Christmas, up until the 5th of January, is it? Or 6th of January. So I've got a Christmas glass, you've got the Christmas tree in the background, so ho ho ho. So yes, let's open this up. 3%. Pouring. I don't think it's sell very many of this because it's just caked in dust, this bottle. That's how it was shipped to us. Sedimenty at the bottom. I don't know if this is bottle conditions, but there's certainly a lot of sediment there. There's a lot of German words on the back which I can't read because I don't speak any form of German apart from the odd phrase like Backpfeifengesicht and Sitzfinkler. Yes, anyway. So yes, there it is. Looks like a wheat beer, to be honest. Weiss is a wheat beer, isn't it? Yeah, so nice, quite straw coloured. Sort of goldeny straw. On the nose, has sort of like a spicy wheat aroma to it, I think. Ooh. But the flavour is tart. Yes, it's one of those tiny face. If you've ever seen the film called The Magic Christian, you'll know about tiny face. Yes, I think. Anyway, yeah. So yes, it's a little bit tart, which I believe is why they flavour it. Dry. Picking up the flavour is actually quite difficult. I can't really describe it. Sort of quite citrusy. Well, but it isn't though. Sort of is and isn't. It's a bit of an odd one. I think it's because it is quite sort of tart and dry. It's like sort of quite lemony, but it doesn't sort of taste like lemons. Obviously, you can taste a little bit of that wheat profile as well. It's not a very good description of it. I'm not doing it justice really, but it's an intriguing beer. It is very intriguing. I do quite like it. It's like a wheaty sour beer. Also, a lot of the sour beers you get are usually flavoured, you know, like cherry lambics or you get, I don't know, you know what you mean. But yeah, this is sort of like a natural one. It's a sour wheat beer. Very nice too. I quite like this one. Yes, I'll leave it at that, and I'll move on to the Waldmeister Woodruff one. So on to the second of the two beers, the Belinda Kindl Weisser with Waldmeister. As you can see, I've changed rooms as well. How exciting! So here we are. Right. As you can see, there's a slight difference in colour from the previous one. It's got slight hints of green. Yes, very green. On the nose, quite sort of perfumey. Perfumey and floral. Yes. Taste, very sweet. Very sweet. Again, some sort of floral, perfumey taste to it as well. Sort of like apples and pears, but like particularly sweet apples and pears, like artificially sweet. A bit of that tart dryness is still there. Obviously with the flavouring, it's quite subdued, so yeah. I think I tried the raspberry one once when I was at St Albans Beer Festival many moons ago, but I think I preferred the Waldmeister, I seem to remember. Obviously, if you had the base beer, you can buy the syrups, or if you're in Germany, you can buy the syrups, I think, and you can just flavour it to your personal taste. If you don't want it quite as sweet, you can just have a little bit, and then obviously, you know, the sweetie, you get it. Obviously, this is predefined, so yeah, anyway. Yeah. Hint of dry tartness, but sweet floral and appley. Yeah, so that's the two Berliner Kindl Weisses I have. Interesting beers, worth a try, I always think. There's these peculiar styles around the world, but yes, there we are then. Thank you very much for watching. Au revoir.